At Utah Salala, the Department of Mass Communication brings to you Kommune Podcast, the voice of youth. Greetings and welcome to Kommune Podcast, your source for the latest news and entertainment from the university campus. I am Manasik Al-Hubayshi and I will be your host. In this podcast, we will be exploring how technology impacts the way we live, work, and interact with the world around us. But before taking you on this insightful trip, I want to extend our gratitude to the Deanship of University of Technology and Applied Sciences Salala. The podcast would not have been a success without their motivation. Well, whether you are a student, a faculty member, or a member of local community, we have got something for everyone. From interviews to campus news, we are here to keep you informed and entertained. My little teeny mini yellow and blue Kommune Podcast boat will now take off from the port of DGWG to the port of Campus Roundup, followed by the windy port of Pros and Cons. And lastly, my teeny mini yellow and blue Kommune boat will gain all the wisdom on earth by reaching the green and happy island, a minute of wisdom. And then we will wrap up the trip near the calm and serene island of Technotips. So that's the boat route of this podcast. Wear your life jacket and be ready to face the tide. So, here we go. First with DGWG, where myself and Mather will reflect the way how technology is shaping our society and the future of humanity.
You are listening to the third episode of Kommune Podcast. I am Mather Baraka.
And I am Manasik.
And we welcome you to our special slot, DGWG,
where we will discuss how technology and new media carry a power to change our lives in a great way.
You know, I recently attended an online research conference on digital marketing that was held in London in hybrid mode.
You did that from Salala, right? While attending all your lectures?
Yes, of course, without missing any classes or without the cost of travel. These days, anyone can attend conferences across the globe at single click.
Not that only, Mather, digital technology has also taken e-learning to great heights.
I agree, Manasik, especially after the COVID-19 pandemic, when physical means of transport were not possible, digital technology came to our rescue.
Absolutely, Mather. Like my friend Asma recently enrolled herself in a professional filmmaking course that's completely online.
Digital technology has been a savior for small and medium enterprises.
Yes, that's one important benefit. Digital technologies like social media have brought us.
You know, I recently heard a success story about an old Omani woman who could barely sell her bakhur at minimal prices.
Yeah, we see a lot of old ladies do that, and they charge really little and maybe make very less profits.
Yes, exactly, was the case with this lady as well, until her grandson helped her with her regular and planned promotions on social media platforms and put her product on online selling websites, and then boom! Now they are not only making profits in Oman, but also selling internationally.
Wow, so much power to the small and medium enterprises who find it difficult to advertise in the traditional media due to high costs.
Indeed, Manasik, thanks to the social media platforms and online selling websites, and I know many stories of people growing their businesses online.
But you know, Mather, one thing always worries me is the adverse effect of technology on human life.
That's indeed is matter of concern. The youth is addicted to games and adults are addicted to social media and they are losing to the real life and relationship around them.
And kids have forgotten to play physical sports, losing their eyesight and physical strength.
In fact, the only satisfaction people need these days is what they get from swiping up and up and up. Hundreds of posts and reels on Instagram and TikTok.
And in addition to that, the harmful effect of binge watching favorite episodes on Netflix and YouTube.
The end of every episode is so suspenseful that one promises to watch just one more and end up watching the whole season.
That really happens with me too, all the time. And the worst part is that I forget to sleep, and sometimes I'm late for my classes.
That's even worse, losing work, eyesight, and even health. Well, maybe you are better than me because I binge eat fast food while I binge watching all the seasons.
That's even worse, losing work, eyesight, and even health. Well, that's one side effect and not that harmful. But there are more dangerous ways. Criminal minds misuse technology to loot money and commit cybercrimes and fool the common people.
Yes, and sometimes by clicking some links and websites, people might lose their personal information because of hackers.
In fact, many banks around the world have lost millions to cybercrime, and many individuals are blackmailed. But, Mather, after these discussions, I'm not able to decide whether technology is more beneficial or more dangerous.
See, Manasik, it's like fire. Fire is very beneficial if used to cook food, but the same fire, if used without care, can burn homes, forests, and cities, and turn everything to ash.
True, Mather. That's a really nice perspective on this dilemma. So, that's on us how we use or misuse technology, and whether we use it for gaining knowledge or wasting time, to make profits in businesses or to indulge in cybercrimes.
Well, you're right, Manasik, but it's very important to be always careful and be updated to not get victimized by any cyber predator.
Yeah, I agree, Mather. It's really important to be informed. Well, as it's commonly said, that excess of everything is bad and moderation is the key.
Well, that was Mather.
And Manasik.
In our slot, DGWG.
Keep listening to Kommune Podcast, the voice of youth. Well, my teeny mini Kommune pod was at the DGWG port, and now we move on to our port of campus roundup with Aisha Al-Kharousi and Fadi Al-Mahrouqi. We'll take a closer look at some of the top stories on campus.
Welcome to Campus Roundup. This is Aisha Al-Kharousi and Fadi Al-Mahrouqi. First, the headlines.
Dean of College of Creative Industries visits UTAS Salalah.
IT Department organizes webinar on ChatGPT.
Business Department organizes MS Excel workshop.
IT Department conducts academic advising meeting.
Now, news in detail. Dr. Fatma Mohammed Al-Amiri, the Dean of College of Creative Industries of the University of Technology and Applied Sciences, visited UTAS Salalah campus on Tuesday. During her meeting with the mass communication faculty members, Dr. Fatma Mohammed detailed various components of the course delivery plan. She also sought feedback on the ongoing program review process from the team leaders of different majors. Later, Dr. Fatma Mohammed held a discussion with the graduation project students as part of her visit.
IT Department organizes webinar on ChatGPT. The Department of Information Technology organized an online webinar on Tuesday titled ChatGPT and the Future of Education. Ms. Maha Al-Anqudi, a research scholar with the University of Glasgow, United Kingdom, delivered the keynote address in the webinar. Ms. Maha extensively spoke on the functioning of ChatGPT and explained how it can be used by students to create reports and assignments. She also highlighted how ChatGPT can be used to create assignment questions based on Bloom's taxonomy. The webinar ended with a question and answer session. Ms. Maha was awarded a certificate of appreciation.
Business Department organizes MS Excel workshop. The Department of Business Administration conducted an online workshop titled Basics of MS Excel for Business on Tuesday, February 28, 2023. Dr. Amr Saeed presented the workshop and guided the students on the layout of worksheets and workbooks. He also demonstrated data formatting and basic calculations using built-in formulas. Students found hands-on training informative, given the importance of Microsoft Excel, a software with vast applications in all business organizations. The workshop was organized by Dr. Amr Saeed and Dr. Haidar Abbas.
IT department conducts academic advising meeting. The IT department organized an induction academic advising meeting on Tuesday for the newly joined students of the current semester, supervised by Dr. Iman Al-Abri, the Dean of the College of Computing and Information System. The meeting was coordinated by Mr. Tariq Fatnasi, the advising coordinator of the IT department. Dr. Iman introduced the various academic levels, such as the diploma, advanced diploma, and bachelor's programs, in addition to the 5th edition courses. She also explained the condition for transferring from one level to another. During the meeting, Mr. Tariq spoke on the roles of academic advisors and students in the academic advising process. He also elaborated on the academic load, the cumulative average, condition of courses registration, and dropping. His speech also included certain vital information, such as condition for re-registration, registration for course withdrawal, and study postponement. The meeting ended with a question and answer session.
Before we sign off, the headlines once again. Dean of College of Creative Industries visits Utah Salalah.
IT department organizes webinar on ChatGPT.
Business department organizes MS Excel workshop.
IT department conducts academic advising meeting. This was Aisha Al-Kharousi and Fadi Al-Mahrouqi. That's all for today. Stay safe.
So friends, that was Aisha Al-Kharousi and Fadi Al-Mahrouqi with Campus Roundup. At Kommune Podcast, we are your source for campus news and events. But it's time to take my tiny-mini boat to the windy port of pros and cons, where we bring to you a conversation with the most innovative and insightful minds from our campus.
At Kommune Podcast, you are listening to Pros and Cons with Bashir. And today we have a very special guest who has dedicated his life to academics. He has been teaching English as a foreign language to undergraduate students from the last 8 years. Welcome, Mr. Regan Jenker, to our studio.
Thank you, Bashir, for inviting me to the studio.
In this episode of Pros and Cons, we will be diving deep into the impact of technology in the field of teaching English as a foreign language. Mr. Regan will be sharing his insights and experiences on this topic. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy this conversation with us. Mr. Regan, can you tell us how technology has changed the way of teaching English as a foreign language?
Well, Bashir, technology offers interactive learning experiences that can help students improve English proficiency through games, quizzes, and videos.
Yes, that actually makes it so much interesting, and as a student, usually that's my favorite part.
Yes, Bashir. With the help of technology, English education is becoming more accessible and allowing people from all corners of the world to learn and improve their language skills.
Yes, Mr. Regan, I agree with that. In fact, one of my cousins who live in a remote village is studying English online and is doing really well.
Oh yeah, that's the power of technology.
Moving on the next question, Mr. Regan, can you please throw some light on how artificial intelligence can be used in education?
Okay. Well, there are several types of artificial intelligence. Let's start with the intelligent tutoring systems. This is an AI power that gives educational technologies that can provide personal feedback, like coaching, support to students. This type of AI helps students to identify their strengths and weaknesses, and also provide support to help students improve their academic performance.
Okay, that will be really helpful, especially for students who struggle to learn language.
That's true. And then there is virtual reality, or VR, which is an immersive technology that can be used to create educational simulations and experiences. In education, VR can be used to create interactive learning environments that help students better understand complex concepts.
Oh, really? That would be a game changer.
Yes, then there is an adaptive learning, which is an AI-powered educational technology. that uses algorithms to personalize the learning experience for each student based on their individual strengths and weaknesses.
Oh, that's wonderful.
The next one is a natural language processing. Natural language processing is an AI technology that helps teachers and students communicate more effectively. For example, the natural learning processing can be used to develop intelligent tutoring systems, chatbots, and the virtual assistants that can assist language learning.
Oh, that's wonderful. That is how technology can make learning suit the needs of students. Well, Mr. Regan, I can already see that technology has really empowered the teacher as well as the student. But do you also sometimes feel technology can also distract and can act as noise in the process of education?
Well, Bashar, that's a really good question. And yes, first of all, total dependence on AI, artificial intelligence, for submitting assignments can make them lose critical and analytical thinking in the long run.
Very true. In fact, Mr. Regan, it's actually a matter of great concerns in the entire academia how AI like ChatGPT and others can be disastrous for the quality in education and research.
Yes, it's really a matter of concern. Moving on, secondly, it's the distractions.
Yeah.
The vastness of the internet can be distracting, which makes students find it challenging to focus on English education amidst the countless distractions. Technology dependence generally can lead to a decrease in face-to-face communication and affect the development of social skills.
Mr. Regan, if we compare the pros and cons of contribution of technology to English education, we can summarize it like at one place, technology enables personalized learning, allowing students to learn at their own pace and in a way that suits their learning style. But at the same time, if we depend on technology for everything, we will enslave ourselves and soon lose the capability of analytical and critical thinking. So, we can conclude this discussion saying that technology can be a boon or bane depending on how we use it.
Very well said, Bashar. It entirely depends on us and how we use the technology. It seems that technology can be very useful for helping us with our learning process, but ultimately we shouldn't entirely depend on AI or technology. It seems that we still need to leave some space for creativity within thinking, within education. So to help us with our writing process, for example, we should also learn to think more critically, like you said before, and to analyze information for ourselves and not just entirely depend on technology and AI.
Yeah, that's great. Well then, that was a very insightful information by Mr. Regan on the impact of technology on teaching English as a foreign language. Thank you, Mr. Regan, for sharing your insights and experiences with us.
No problem, Bashaya, and thank you for having me. Thanks.
You're most welcome. So, thank you, listeners, for tuning in, and we hope you found this interview informative and thought-provoking. That's all for the pros and cons today. Keep listening to Kommune Podcast.
So this was Pros and Cons with Bashir, where we heard how technology can be a boon or bane. At Kommune Podcast, I am Manasik, and next we move to the green island of A Minute of Wisdom, where my wise friend Aisha Al-Ofi will narrate a story that will leave you with a piece of wisdom for life.
Once upon a time, a boy and a girl were playing together. The boy had a collection of beautiful marbles. The girl had some candy with her. The boy offered to give the girl all his marbles in exchange for all her sweets. The girl agreed. The boy gave all the marbles to the girl, but Secretly, he kept the largest and most beautiful marbles for him. The girl gave him all her sweet, as she had promised. That night, the girl slept peacefully, but the boy couldn't sleep, as he wondered if the girl had hidden some taster sweets from him in the same way that he had hidden his best marble. The moral of this story is, if you don't give your 100% in a group work or in a relationship, you will always doubt if the other person has given their 100% or not. So, next time you working in group or team, give your 100%. That was all for A Minute of Wisdom. This is Aisha Al-Aufi with you. Keep listening to Kommune Podcast. A Minute of Wisdom. At Yuta Salala, you're listening to Kommune Podcast. Kommune Podcast, the voice of youth.
That was a wonderful lesson to learn from the story. Thank you, Aisha Al-Aufi, for this minute of wisdom. Now let's move with my tiny mini yellow and blue commune boat to my next island, where Amna Al-Farsi is ready to serve us with hot and pressed potato chips. Oops, techno tips.
Hi guys, welcome to Techno Tips. This is Amna Al-Farsi with you. In Techno Tips, we bring to you latest technologies that can make your life simpler and smarter. So here, the first one. Now you can open your TV, tablet, computer and other electronic devices just with the blink of your eyes using iView. The user can enter Xfinity's free platform where you can search, register, and use the icon just by looking at the buttons. This invention is very useful for the people with the special needs and disabilities. The second tip of the day to be very careful with OTPs. OTP means one-time password. Mostly banks and email accounts send for your safety. But if you share it with the wrong person, you may lose your money or your data. Any device can be hacked. And remember, banks never ask for OTP on phone. So next time you get request to share OTP, think it twice, confirm, and then only share. This was Amna Al-Farsi with you. Stay safe, stay smart. Keep listening to Kommune Podcast.
Well, that was Amna Al-Farsi with the Techno Tips. Thanks for tuning in Kommune Podcast, where the beat never stops and the conversation never ends. This was Manasik. Until next time, stay tuned to Kommune Podcast. Kommune Podcast, the voice of youth.